We're on our path home, coming back home from this long and amazing journey we had into the fire initiation in Teotihuacan, into a cave where we initiated the fire of our new tribe, our new community. And now we want to invite you into this new vlog journey, this new video, where I will introduce you to the Aztec Dance. I want to be able to take you to the Aztec Dance so that you can join us one day and come dance with us. And for that, I want to explain to you the different aspects of the dance, and that you can see one of these trips we did into a ravine, into a river, where we had this amazing dance to water. So welcome to the Aztec Dance to water. And we are here back in Huatusco in the cloud forests of central Veracruz, where I brought you last time to come into the Staying Alive by Worshipping Death video, where I explained the velación, the night ritual that the Aztec dance groups have, which is this ritual where we sing and we lay flowers and we stay up all night singing and doing a ritual. So this time I'm going to take you into the day ritual, what we do during the day, which is after the velación. Now in this peculiar dance we're coming to, we didn't have a velación, just like in the video Staying Alive by Worshipping Death, we didn't have a dance. But it's like, I guess it's kind of great because I get to show you and have more time to explain to you the two different rituals. So we're here with my comadre's house, at my comadre's house, and there's so much happening right now in the circle of medicine. We are taking some crystals I got from a cave, from a friend that got them from a cave. And these crystals we're gonna take to this ravine where we're gonna charge them with energy, and then we're gonna take them to the Teotihuacan initiation, which is coming in the next Venus conjunction. In this place we're gonna go into a ravine where the Xochitlalli is celebrated. Xochitlalli is a ritual that is done on the first Friday of each March, and it's done by different native communities, especially the Náhuatl speaking communities, where they offer grains of corn, beans, and flowers into the caves. It's the celebration of the first peeling off of the earth's skin. Right now it's the beginning of the dry season, and it's the time when people start working the fields and getting the land ready so that they can grow food in them. Now the place where we're going is a place that is here in the region in Veracruz. People no longer speak the native language. It's being lost, it's getting lost. There's very few people that speak it, and these type of ceremonies are getting lost. But us as a dance group, we have brought it back in a ways. Now, it's a very kind of big celebration for the nearby communities and parties, and they've wanted to make it a little bit too touristy. And you might see a little bit of that. But at the end, we are getting invited honorably, we are getting respected, and when we go, we do it with a lot of respect. We do it with the sacred word in the ways that it should, with the permissions from our dance chief and from all the elements and divinities that we worship and that we behold. So come with us. We're gonna take you into this ravine, into this dance, into showing you how the Aztec dance performs, how it works, what does it mean, what does it do. It's gonna be fun.
Ustedes saben lo difícil que es recibir. Hemos trabajado ayer, antes de ayer, y mira, parece nada, ¿no? Pero verdad, ayer con Valeria desde las 8 de la mañana hasta las 12 de la noche. Y esto es lo que pudimos hacer, pero preparamos comida y muchas cosas y todos los pendientes que requiere la danza en sí. Esta es una mayordomía de Tepatlasco. Tepatlasco es un lugar que está, digamos, a un lado de la barranca de Cosco. Acá hay una barranca ahí donde vamos a ir, y de un lado es Tepatlasco, del otro lado es Capulapa.
Ya nos vamos a ver, salud. Ahora sí.
Cada año
Ahora sí está grabando.
bien. Hace un año llevé al bebé. Sí. Y ahorita que se vaya a la escuela. No estaba grabando.
A god and figure that appears in all cultures and time periods through Mesoamerica, Cacmaxtli means the man in shoes and robes, representing the one who walks, that travels. It's associated with tradesmen, dancers, spiritual travelers, and all of those who have learned the world from a stance of moving on, moving away, where the land is not still and where they are not bound to a single place on it. The Cacmaxtli is a self-made being who has learned to lift everything in his life and take it with him, having the power of not being emotionally attached to a single place. He is different and unique from other gods who are bound to fixed places in the cosmos. This god then creates a new perspective from where the cosmos can be understood. The traveler is rich in wisdom, is mutable, flexible, portable, adaptable, and grows with transformation. This principle is associated to spring, the dry season in the Cancer tropics, when the water moves away with the freshness of winter and the most prolonged drought of the year settles in. It is then that the earth and the living in it must move on, search for water, and adapt to survive. In Mesoamerica, the green flesh of the earth herself is ripped off in those regions that are not mountains facing the oceans. From this visible reality comes the worship of Xipe, the god of renovation, represented by a skinned man. There are two types of change: the butterfly, which is growth and transmutation, and the Xipe Totec, the death and rebirth cycle, which appears every year on this part of the earth.
Mira, estaba la sombra buena. Aquí les estamos gritando, no los escuché. Sí, les gritamos que acá se y nada. Ya nos veníamos, pero ya justo llegó la carne. No, pues nosotros, verdad, bien frescas ahí, Aranza. Y Diana, yo creo ya va llegando. ¿Verdad?
Una vez bajamos caminando y otra vez nos quedamos arriba porque vino la... Pero ya no pudimos bajar a danzar aquí.
Espera la subida. Estamos sentados.
Se siente mejor después del 10 dance al 20.
Uy, mira qué empinado está.
Vamos a la sombra.
En cabeza del alcalde, el ingeniero dirigió la cantina recibirlos en este evento, tan majestuoso como ha venido siendo desde el 2022. Culturales, no sin antes cortar el listón por nuestras autoridades que hoy nos honran con su presencia. Agradecemos a todos los medios de comunicación la difusión y el respaldo para dar a conocer una de las maravillas del estado de Veracruz, que es el Boquerón, que se encuentra en el municipio de Tepatlasco. Sean bienvenidos. Invito a los agentes municipales del Recordán a encontrar este listón.
Cacmaxtli and Xipe are worshipped by the Chichimeca Aztec dancers, and it's one of their main protectors, and so it has a dance of its own. So do many other entities, elements, animals, and representations, which are all revered and remembered through elaborate dances which are composed of plants, the repeating main steps of the dance, and flowers, which are the adorning steps, of which there can be up to 13. Each adorning step is different, and it intercalates with a repeating one, which then also progresses. The first plant is not exactly the same as the last one. These complex elaborations represent, through their steps, geometry and movements, attributes and meanings for the god, entity, animal, or element it's depicting. Of these dances exist up to 20 known by our group. Other groups say they are up to 260. I doubt it. We belong to a dance group that was born from the time of the rebirth of all known similar dances. We are told that these dances were born in the time of Juan Diego, the native man who saw the Virgin of Guadalupe in Tepeyac and created the America's oldest canonized virgin. It was in this moment in history that, through syncretism, native liturgies of the central Mesoamerican culture held by the inhabitants of Tenochtitlan survived the imposition of a cultural cleanse. In a marvelous manner, songs, chants, philosophies, practices, and wisdom was disguised and toned to the tolerance of Catholic priests, who oversaw the sacred sites that had been transformed into churches from the pyramid temples they once were. It was known as Conchero dance, or Aztec Chichimec dances of conquest of Great Tenochtitlan, and was kept in the shadows until centuries later it began thriving after Mexico liberated itself from a very strong and all-encompassing Catholic rule. As a result, in the beginning of the last century, these dances and cults re-emerged and got refreshed by inspired native heirs who created the specific ways and groups that we belong to today. The 70s and 80s saw an empowering expansion of the size of the groups and the types of people who began practicing it. Since, different lineages grew from the first elders and have grown beyond the boundaries of the established Conchero legacy ways. Self-proclaimed cultural groups have begun reinterpreting the Conchero dances and call themselves Mexica. The natural rejection to the Catholic ways and associations have forced some participants interested in the deep meaning and ways of the Conchero mother culture to groups that practice new reformed ways where there are few to none traces of many of the original practices because they are thought to be associated to Catholicism, like the alabanza chants and the concha string instrument from which the word conchero comes from. If you visit as a tourist the main plaza in Mexico City or happen to be in a presentation in the Mayan Riviera, you might see a synthesized version of this, in many ways far from having all the elements, trademarks, practices, and beliefs that are kept by the more traditional groups. This group you are seeing is a branch from a branch of the main Jefa Mercedes group, in a way. The decades-long effort is of my godmother Adriana, here in green, who has been keeping the word in this region of the country, along with now-deceased Chief Ernesto Garcia Cabral, who was also born in this part of the country. They both belong to the larger group that dances in many other places in central Mexico, but in this eastern region, not everyone is able to make it. The group you see here is then of her making, people from the town of Huatusco who have been conquered by the magic of the dance, but who are relatively new and unexperienced. Additionally, there are the invitations, other dancers from other groups that have come for the calling of this specific dance. This is what we were able to cook up for this year's Xochitlalli celebration. Here it is for you, raw and unfiltered. Around 5 9-minute long dances, each one with a salutation dance in between, have to go by whilst a few chosen participants are in the middle doing the flower work, the offering that will be given to the river cave. Around an hour and a half in, we are ready for the halftime break. Before, a word is given. Everything always following the sacred ways. Ahorita traen el agua que todos estaban allá en la cueva. Checking if I can record something without music. It looks like I can. What do you think? Can you hear me tell a story? 20 minutes to hydrate, relax, rest, chat, and enjoy go by to be summoned again by the shell trumpet for the second part. The regidor, the chosen third word for the dance, is the one in charge of choosing who will come to the middle and offer their dance. He starts first, does the salutation dance, also known as signature, and then circles around to the person he considers is the next more relevant to offer their dance. The chosen person goes around the circle, dances the signature dance, and then dances the dance of their choosing and of their knowing, which must have a purpose and a meaning. After enough dances have been given and time for picking up the offering and tying it into a bundle, the regidor, the first word, and the captain agree to finish the dance. For this, the last person who must dance is the regidor himself. In this place in celebration, before the end, we go to the river, singing a specific alabanza or prayer chant, and give the offering to Xochitlalli, the mother of earthly waters.
Quiero ser hombre, verdadero hombre, aprendo a hacerlo y esto yo soy. Quiero ser hombre, verdadero hombre, aprendo a hacerlo y esto yo soy. Y ahora resulta que seré un ángel porque mi madre me lo prometió. Y ahora resulta que seré un ángel porque mi nana lo prometió. Y ahora resulta que seré un ángel porque mi nana lo prometió. Ay, lo prometió.
We come back, have a long sacred word, where the main word says something that has a profound and relevant teaching, and then anyone who wishes to speak and say what is in their heart can do so. When this is finished, a couple of more chants and the whole ritual is over. Almost over. Next, we are invited by the mayordomos, the town committee, in charge of bringing us here to eat. This is the other very important part of the ritual. Enjoy yourselves, enjoy the place, make bonds, party, have fun, and be together. Here we are, we have eaten, we have prayed, we have danced, we have offered. The earth has shaken. 4 suns has been seen by the dance. It has been a very, very powerful moment. Sadly, I just set up while it was quiet and then the music started. So I'm not gonna take it long. We're going back to Huatusco now. There's so much to say. I don't know where I'm gonna say it.
We'll see you later.